So that leads to my next question, which is probably a similar question. Like, so what are some do's and don'ts? Like, what do you tell businesses to avoid, or I'm sure you have a come to Jesus
Well,
conversation.
one of the best things and one of the easiest things to do is that, I think everybody tries to do it all themselves because it saves money or they perceive that it saves money. But it's really dumb to do that. To administer a 401k plan internally in a business is probably one of the dumbest things people can do because it's so cheap to hire someone to do it for you. And then when they mess up, you have them or their insurance policy to protect you against damages and losses associated with that. And so that's really the way that most people set these things up. But what they do is they dabble way too far into the world of doing things that they don't do for as a business. When you form a business and your business is to create widgets, everybody is really good at making and building widgets and selling widgets, but they're not good at doing a retirement plan. So why are they trying to manage the retirement plan side of it? And I think it's very important. Healthcare, they tend to rely on their brokers very heavily. In retirement plans, they tend to do the same thing. But that's a good model, I think, in most situations, because you're passing it off to someone who is a professional in this area and really understands the laws. And they are complex. It's one of the main reasons I get called. Like I said, I'm a translator. I translate what it means that you adopted this plan, and here's the 5 different choices you have to do it. You've picked choice number 1. What's different about 2, 3, 4, and 5? That's what Harley does, is he teaches them those are other options, and they have ramifications. Some of it is cost, some of it's complexity, some of it's discriminatory, and those are all reasons why we build around.
From what I understand is, so you sit down with an employer. You understand what they want, what they're trying to do: retention, tax shelter, savings. They're trying to basically ensure that they have low turnover. You sit down with the HR, ideally, hopefully someone that's a high level HR, I'm assuming, and then you translate with them and sit down and work out the plan. Who does the planning, or who
well, there's a lot of different situations that comes up in, and that's really important to understand. I mean, one very, very heavy situation is an audit, and there are audits performed by both the United States Department of Labor and the Internal Revenue Service. And those audits, you need to be represented. People that go into those things, and I wouldn't even use your third-party administrator, because there's no attorney-client privilege in non-lawyers. And a lot of times they let their TPA take care of this, and it's dangerous business because you might be disclosing things. But ultimately, when you're going through all those different types of situations, another perfect example of where we audit things is a purchase. One company buys another company. Every single company has an HR department, and every single company has retirement plans and health plans and things like that. And you've got to get those two to mesh in that transaction. A lot of what I do is I help people. One company's buying another company. They may not have a 401k plan. They might have an ESOP. And then I help them figure out, how do you do that? How do you deal with different types of plans? How do you consolidate these into one business? Because ultimately what happens in a purchase of a business is the HR department of the two companies are redundant. They both have one, and the only one that's going to survive is the buyer. So a lot of it is getting those benefits together under one roof and having it be a sensible way to do it and an affordable way to do it. And that's a lot of what I end up doing in these acquisition modes. But many times it's just generated because someone wants to look at it. They want to do something different. They want to change the way things are going at the company, and we can use all these benefit plans as the way to do it. You want to get people's attention. Figure out ways to pay more or less of the percentage of the premiums for healthcare. Same thing with retirement plans. Get matching contributions or bonus contributions or things like that are triggered by success-oriented kinds of things by the company. If we meet these sales goals, then you'll get this kind of contribution. If we, acquire this many different new clients, you'll get this bonus. All different ways of creating better benefits for people through the process of these very valuable benefits.